The Orabellios?
It's just Orabellios.
It's just Orabellios?
Yeah.
Like Cheerios?
No.
No?
No.
Cheerios?
You messing with me right now?
No.
Yeah, you are.
How do you say it?
Orabellios.
Orabellios.
Yeah.
How do you remember that?
Because it's my last name, basically, but there's a Y in there instead.
Oh, is that how you came up with your YouTube channel?
Carrie actually came up with it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she came up with it.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
So
she wanted to be Mommy-O and have the boys be I don't know what she wanted. Actually, I don't know what she wanted Noah and Devlin to be, but me, I was Damon O. Yeah, I was Damon O on Facebook. I changed my name on Facebook a while back just because I wanted to have somewhat of a nickname, and then she's actually using it for her business, Carrio and Co.
Yeah, Carrio and Co. She makes
yeah.
these amazing tumblers. Those are pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, they're legit. Like
they're too legit
to quit.
Too legit to quit. Hey. So this is a uniquely different time of the day. Normally we do Wednesday morning live streams. Most people come on Wednesday mornings. Everybody who normally watches me on Wednesday mornings probably is like, what happened? No live stream. And I wanted to mix it up this week. I wanted to do a different individual. So I have Damon O from the Orabellios. In fact, Damon O actually has a YouTube channel as well. And I wanted to talk about that for a little bit. So you have about 2,400 so subscribers, 2,400, something like that. And you're an organic channel, meaning that you do little videos and you put it out there and you get a couple hundred views and it's all organic.
Yep.
And it's a family channel for families, and you make funny videos where you have one where you put bubble gum in your mouth and see how many pieces you can get in your mouth.
Yeah, it's called the Bubble Gum Challenge.
Yeah. You did some other challenges too.
Oh, yeah. We did jalapenos. Me and he was Devlin, my son. He was, I don't know, he's probably 10 at the time.
Yeah.
But him and I did a jalapeno eating challenge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so he was a little mad at me after that.
Yeah, he was like, why? Why did we do this?
Yeah.
Well, what's going on, everyone? I see people are starting to come on in. So I have a question, though. You have a small organic channel of only 2,400 subscribers. Most of your videos have 200 or 300 views, but you had a video you did, was it last year? Was it last year? Early last year?
It's been...
Like a year ago or a year and a half ago?
I think it's been a year and a half. Maybe
year and a half
maybe
ago?
2 years.
Mr. Butler's, what's happening, brother? So if you're just now joining and you're wondering who is this guy, this is Damon O from the Orabellios. It's actually a friend of mine who is also a YouTuber. He's been a YouTuber for years, does kind of organic videos. They're family videos. They're actually pretty funny. They do challenges. You went viral. And when I say viral, I mean like I have videos that I built for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that have been viewed, a couple of them have been viewed 500,000 times. And those are like my pride and my joy. And it took like 3 years to get 500,000 views.
Yeah.
And these are like videos on mods where like everyone and their brother watched it like 5 times each to get it there. Yet you went viral, and I mean viral, like in a week. You had a video that went over 1 million, and right now it's almost a couple hundred or almost 2 million views. Can you tell me about that video?
Yeah. So there was a challenge going around the interwebs, and and so my family and we came up with this bright idea that we would kind of make fun of it, but also have a little bit of fun and do some comedy, and also
bring awareness.
Put a video out there telling people they were being dumb doing this particular challenge, and so that's what we did. We created a video one night, and we kind of regretted a little bit just because it wasn't it wasn't the same kind of videos that we did on our channel. It was a little bit different, and
it was edgy.
It was risky. Yeah.
It was edgy for sure.
Yeah, edgy for sure. Yep.
Yeah. So, you guys ready for this? So, do you guys remember the Tide Pod challenge? Do you guys remember that? The Tide Pod challenge, and like everybody was on YouTube trying to eat Tide Pods, and like everybody was getting banned. Those videos were getting banned. So the Orabellios, one of the only videos on YouTube still not banned. In fact, if you try and look up Tide Pod challenge videos, you're not going to find them, because as soon as they pop up, YouTube quickly gets rid of them. His video is one of the only videos that's been able to pass muster. And the reason is because of the heart behind it. It is controversial, but it was for A, education, and B, it wasn't real Tide Pods you were eating. So tell me more about that. It wasn't real Tide Pods you were eating. Eric Barklow, hi, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, they were definitely fake, but we did have, we had a prop. Well, we went out and actually bought a tub of Tide Pods. So we put them on the table.
Oh my gosh.
In the very beginning of the video, we put them on the table and we were like, we're going to eat these. Basically, we're gonna eat these right now.
With your little kids next to you.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, kind of played dumb a little bit, like we could eat these and we'd be perfectly fine, because we
saw it on TV or whatever.
We wash our clothes with this stuff, so apparently it should be okay for you, right?
Other people are doing it,
and so we were very careful throughout the whole thing. We made sure that the boys washed their hands after they were done touching the actual Tide Pods, so they wouldn't, like lick their fingers or something like that later. Yeah, put it in their eye and clean their eyes.
Like,
Yeah, so at the very last second before we put the Tide Pods in our mouths, we switched to some. You
did a cutscene, and it was a damn good cutscene for someone who doesn't know how to do video editing very well. It was a damn good cutscene. Yeah. I was proud. I was like, "Yeah, boy, that was pretty good."
Yeah, but there you can definitely see some of the errors that we made. Like we switched hands, which is clearly obvious. So we go like we're gonna eat these actual Tide Pods. We do the cut, and then we pick up some homemade ones that Carrie and I made.
Yeah, they're like confections. They were like delicious desserts that you guys made. What's up, Cody? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, so we made we switched them and we put the
fake ones.
The fake ones.
By the way, the fake ones looked real.
They did, but you could definitely tell. Like on camera, they look real, but up close, you can definitely tell they're not.
On camera, they look real, bro.
Yeah, because
it looked like you ate Tide Pods, dude. They even popped like Tide Pods. That was disgusting.
Pop.
You were like, oh
yeah. I played it a little bit, yeah, for sure. Even Devlin he didn't even like the taste of the fake ones. He like it made him like sick to his stomach, and I don't know if it was because of the thought that he had that he was eating a Tide Pod or something like that. But he actually went to the bathroom, so it made it look even that more real. Like we made him eat a real Tide Pod.
Yeah, because he excused himself from it. He was like, and he had to leave. And so you made these like fake confections. She did prior to.
Yeah.
And then you guys did a cut scene. You washed your hands. You brought the fake ones out, and then you went go, and then you ate them, and then you patched those the before and the after together. You did a good job for being a gangsta when it comes to video editing. You're not a very good video editor, by the way, but you did a good job. I felt like you did okay. And then what's crazy is after the second half of the video, like actually more than half of the video, immediately afterwards, you're like, okay, this is fake. This is fake. This is dumb. Don't do this. This is not a real Tide Pod.
Yeah.
This is a candy that we made these. Don't ever do this. This is stupid. We would never do this in real life. Obviously, this was a joke. It's a prank, and you'd be stupid to do this. And you say this immediately after you pull the prank, right? Because it's a prank show kind of thing. So you pull the prank, and then you say that, and then the whole like 70% of the video is your wife actually going through like a montage of making it, showing people how to make these fake Tide Pods.
Yeah,
and it's maybe a bad idea to make fake Tide Pods as candy. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The thing is it was for awareness. Don't eat them. It's a joke. It's kind of funny. and it was right during the Tide Pod era. And you had a good message. In fact, you had a huge thing in your comment section that actually was, or not comments, in the description that said, like, this is fake, like, don't do this. And you actually quoted stuff from like Clorox and Tide and all that said, like, don't do this. And you had people trying to take down your video, and you won, like,
multiple times,
like
7 or 8 times.
Yeah. And YouTube kept siding with you, saying, no, we've reviewed this and this is legit. He can have it. He can keep it. And you won.
Yeah.
And you won. And so, but this thing went viral within a week. You had over 1 million views. It's still on YouTube. It's
restricted now. So you have to be a certain age. But
right.
Yeah,
you have to be a certain age. So interesting. So you did go viral. You do regret it though, huh?
Yeah, because we were making quite a few videos pretty regularly for a long time, for a year and a half, something like that. We were making a video almost every week, and it took the wind out of our sails. A lot of it was we read into a lot of what people were saying because they were.
You were not a comment guy. You read them all, and I was like, dude, thicker skin. You got.
Yeah, I read them all, but I was. They
were like, we're calling CPS, and you're bad parents, and I was like, oh, dude, just ignore those. It was a joke.
Yeah.
You're great parents. You are amazing. I have seen you with your kids. You guys are phenomenal parents. This may have been an oversight, a little bit like, it was maybe a bad joke, but your kids were well aware that this was a joke. Aware of it. And like people in the comments were like, these poor kids have no idea what they're doing. They're going to find real Tide Pods and then they're going to eat the real one. It's like, no, they're not. They're not stupid. These kids are well aware of what was going on in the household. It's so stupid. So Cody wants to know, how did it taste? I mean, was it good at least?
So we made them in a rice paper and icing. So, and I think it was like cream cheese icing. But they were decent. They weren't bad. The rice paper and the icing together really isn't a very good combination. But I do like icing. I could eat icing all day long, so no problem.
Zevia says, "What's up? Late stream, but he's happy that he's able to jump on." And Irish Madman says, "Hi, what is happening, Irish Madman?" So anyway, that's kind of the intro. We wanted to let people know who you were. You may be on future live streams, of course, and so we wanted people to know who Damon O from Orabellios is. If you guys are interested in checking out some of his family-friendly content, albeit that one video maybe controversial.
Yeah, the rest are really good. They're fun.
Yeah, the rest are really good. And your wife got into editing some of the other ones. She had some fun with the editing. She did a good job.
Yeah, she did really good.
Yeah, she had fun. She made her own intros and things like that. She had some fun. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Like I said, you got 2,400 subs from organic videos of having fun and doing that kind of stuff. So that's cool, man. But it's all about education. Mr. Butlers, you are right. Education is key. Mm-hmm. Now, we are going to do kind of one of those traditional live streams I like to do on Wednesday mornings, except for instead of 3 of us, it's going to be 2 of us, and it's going to be someone new. And I'm going to do something really fun at the end. So you know how normally at the end I do story time? Yep, story time. This time, I'm actually going to leave story time up to Damon O. And the reason is he's probably going to pull a story from the past that I maybe possibly even already told. However, it's going to come from his perspective, and it may even be a different story that I haven't heard. I have no idea, but I'm guessing it's going to come out of the Vegas era and UFCs and things like that, because we did a lot of crazy fun stuff in Vegas with UFC. Yeah. In fact, you were at UFC 74 Respect with me. Yeah. That was a fun fight.
That was Gonzaga and Couture. Yeah. Yeah. Which is actually part of my story.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. I got the exact shirt on then for the story. That is amazing.
Really? Okay.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Well,
so that's awesome. But he's going to do story time, and maybe I'll kick in 1 or 2 words on the story time. But
yeah, you should be for sure.
I'm going to let him have fun with story time because it's going to be a good time. Great oldies. And so, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the questions. I think you guys know how this works, but if you don't, those who watch this video after the fact, you guys get to still play along by putting in your answers into the comment section, and I love to read them, and I'll always comment after your guys' comment after the fact. But if you're here now live, that's the best part. You guys get to comment right now. We are going to read the question, and you guys get to jump in and put your answer into the comments, and we're going to read those. We'll try and get to each and every one of them as well. So the way this works for us is we're just going to basically do paper, rock, scissors. Whoever loses gets to start first. We'll read the question, and we'll probably both end up answering it anyway, and we'll kind of defend our answers as to why we answered the way we did. But are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
3 scissors for the win. Okay. All right. And yes, Mr. Butlers, that's the key. Educate your kids. Okay. Well, let's get it going. Does the audience here want us to play as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we have it. I think the audience is pretty excited about that. So pretty cool. Let's get going. All right. I'm going to start first. I'm going to pull a question for you. These are all answer the interwebs. So, would you rather have a perfect bracket? This is speaking about if you're gambling, like in sports. So, if you're gambling in sports, you're going to build a bracket.
Which I've done.
Yeah. Would you rather have a perfect bracket? Actually, I've done a UFC bracket many a time.
Oh, yeah.
But not make any money or get $100,000. This is a dumb question, but whatever. Have the honor of having a perfect bracket built, but not get any money, but everybody would know you did that, or get $100,000.
Why'd you pick this question?
I don't know. It's a dumb question. You know what? We're just going through them. We're just busting through the questions.
I want $100,000.
Yeah. Now, why?
I mean, it depends on who's in the bracket, and if it does go perfectly, and what I invested into it as well. So, but I'd rather just have the $100,000.
Yeah. So Dark Jedi says, "Woo, warrior!" He never gets to catch streams because they're like at 2 a.m. for him, so that sucks. Eric, of course, Barlow says $100,000. Cody Wagner says $100,000. You say $100,000. I would say $100,000. Who cares about building a perfect bracket? What? Who out there would want the honor of building a perfect bracket but no money? For the honor of being able to say they built a perfect bracket and not get the money. This is a dumb question. This is probably the dumbest question I have ever. Zevia says $100,000. Mr. Butler says $100,000. I don't really think there's anyone on earth that would have the pride issue.
There might be some people
to say, and
there might be some
I'm sorry. There's a few billionaires, multimillionaires out there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Billionaire millionaires out there that are like, I've never had a perfect bracket and I don't need the money.
Yeah.
I'm going to give away the money for the perfect bracket. Yeah, that would be it. That's not my audience.
Tear the card up. Oh, he's not actually going to do it.
All right. In Europe. Let's do this.
All right. Okay, so mine says answer the internet.
Yep. They're all that, by the way.
I know. I just want to throw that.
Interwebs.
Okay. Would you rather have the ability to see through cards when gambling or get 150 million? What is this game?
I know, right? Those are irony that there's 2 of those questions, but this one's actually a good one because you got to analyze it. First off, if you could see through cards, you could coyly, very coy, look through cards and win lower stakes games casually over 10 years and get way more than 150 mil. You could travel, hit multiple places, make a career out of it, and over 10 years win, $1 billion or $500 million off of a bunch of places and do it strategically because nobody would know what you were doing as long as you were very smart about it. They just think you were a very, lucky person. But the 150 million, you wouldn't have to worry about doing all the work. You could just be lazy and get the money. I'd take the 150 million because I'm not that greedy. My goodness, just take the 150 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of money. Why would you need any more? Mr. Butler says, see through the cards, any card game, and make money. And part of that's the fun, right? Because I guess it also comes down to, do you enjoy cards?
Yeah.
For me, I don't. So
it's a long time of sitting around waiting to finally win.
Yeah.
And trying to read people.
Yeah. And so for me, I don't like card games much. So I would not want the card seeing. But Eric Barlow says he would see the cards. He wanted to know what's going on. That's cool. So he'd be in there. Zevia says 150 million is a lot of gambling you've got to do. That's a good point, you know. So you could take the money immediately and start making money off of it. Oh man, Zevius is an investor. That's a good wise thing. Cody says depends on the time, but eventually it will catch up to you. That's true. He would just take the 150 million. It could catch up and they'd start like talking to each other. And you know, in Vegas, there's like 3 companies that own all of the casinos. You could only hit like 3 different casinos there. And then you'd have to move to like Atlanta. And then like 3 years later, you'd have to hit the places again. And you'd have to be really lucky, like win like 15 million, go to like, you know, Atlanta, 15, and then like 3 years later, come back and do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then like disappear, you know, go to like, you know, Russia, do it in Russia. They'd probably kill you in Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
They're going to find out that you can see through cards.
Yeah.
And they're going to dissect your body, figure out what's going on in there and how this guy can read cards.
They're like, I don't know, man. That would be crazy. 150 million. You just take it. You don't have to worry about it. Anybody out there want to see through cards other than Mr. Butler's? Because I don't want to look through cards. That's too much work. I think I'm finding out through these cards that I'm lazy.
Yeah. Like lazy.
Just lazy. I just
general?
want money. Just give me money.
Yeah.
Oh, Zevius. That's a cheap shot. That's a real cheap shot. He says, what if you could take a sharp stick to the eye?
There goes that ability.
You know about that, right?
Oh, yeah, but you didn't really
fall?
tell me much about it. You just...
I took a sharp stick to the eye? Legit took a sharp stick to the eye?
I know you went to the ER or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got pictures.
She never
bro.
really
It's
told me the
disgusting.
story.
Eric Barlow. He's laughing now. Yeah, no, I took a sharp stick to the eye. Bad.
Yeah.
Zevius, man, I can't believe you. That's not nice. That's not nice. I'm not happy. All right, so it's too soon. Yeah, it'll always be too soon. I own that joke, by the way. That's my joke, not yours. Serious.
Makes it better when somebody else says it, though.
I get to use it whenever I want, and it's fine. If somebody else does it, it's like too soon. It's like, I can feel it. Hardy, she's a queen. Says hello there.
Hello, governor.
Hello there. Hello, governor. What is up, Nev? What's going on, my brother? After this, I actually have to record something for another video for another dude. It's like a 5-minute or 3-minute snippet for something fun for the community, for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. After we're done, I've got to just record it really quick. That'll be good times. So I can't talk about it because it's top secret, but it is for the community and I am doing it and it's fun. So we'll do that. And you got to go, Rango. Nope. Rango, go. Oh my God. The dog is going to destroy stuff. Hold on.
Oh, man.
He's going to destroy. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I've got this tiny little puggle who weighs a fat 40 pounds who just barreled in here through all of the equipment and luckily did not destroy anything. I don't know how his fat body did not.
Anything. Nothing got bumped.
I know. I am surprised his fat body did not destroy something. How did he not destroy something? That was amazing.
You've been training him.
No, he is clumsy. He is super clumsy. It's bad. So it's really bad. Okay. All right. On to question number 2. This is going to be bad.
This is the picture alone.
This is going to be bad. If people can't see the picture.
It's a baby
with an axe.
And the axe is much bigger than the baby.
This is not going to be good. And look at the picture of the baby.
Yeah.
Look at has a mustache.
He looks a little bit. Does it have a mustache?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's baby
Hitler.
That's baby Hitler, dude. Okay. I don't know if you can say Hitler on
Oh,
YouTube,
no. Okay. All right. That is hilarious. Oh, this little baby has a little Hitler mustache. Has a little Hitler mustache.
What game am I
This
playing
is terrible.
right
You're playing ATI, dude.
now? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. All right. Okay. I got to compose myself.
Okay, I see.
All right, everybody. Are you ready for this question? I can't look at that. I can't look at that picture. The baby has a little Hitler mustache.
And the question's even
Oh my gosh. Hardy, he says, I am Shia Gia, master of solving mysteries and the strongest Jedi ever, the original chosen one before Mr. Lucas fired me and sent General Grievous to tell me. Okay. Oh, okay. Would you kill baby Hitler if it had to be in a very gruesome way? You got sent back in time and you had to kill baby Hitler knowing what he was going to do, but you had to kill him in a very gruesome way.
I'm guessing with that axe. Is that the gruesome way?
That's just an inference. It's just suggestion.
Oh, okay.
The question is actually, you got to kill him in a gruesome way.
So I could use a chipper shredder if I wanted to. I do not condone killing children. Butterfly effect. Okay.
That's true, Zevius. That's true.
Yeah. I don't know why that came to mind.
Chipper shred. Yes, knowing what I know, Cody Wagner. But what would be the gruesome way? The chipper shredder. That is horrible.
That is a pretty horrible one.
That is horrific.
Another one would be those, those machines that like grind into, they like, if you put things in them and they get ground up and then they just fall down into little bits and pieces.
People love watching those videos where they throw like, at first it starts like, like a penny or a cup or whatever, but then later on they're putting like entire like
couches,
tires and couches and
it's terrifying. That's my worst nightmare. That's my worst nightmare, is to go into one of those machines and just go yeah. Hopefully I would just pass out before it got real bad.
You're gonna put baby Hitler in one of those?
No, I'm sorry.
That's the question.
We got off track. But it has to be a gruesome way.
Yes, and you just named two ways he's gonna throw him in a chipper shredder or crush.
Just remember, this is baby Hitler. This is not other baby. This is baby Hitler.
As long as I did not have to see it, you're going to see it, Mr. Butlers. You're doing it. And Zevia says, Blender Babies, a true childhood horror of the 1880s. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing what I know. I mean, we all know what he did. So, I mean, I think everybody would feel like they were doing a service for, millions and millions of people, Polish people, Jewish people, Christian people, developmentally disabled people that were murdered. I mean, there's a ton of people it was bad. Dark Jedi says, as bad as it was, what he did, we are where we are because of it. So it kind of butterfly effect in that sense.
Yeah.
So his answer, I'm guessing, is no, because he would just, kind of whatever. Mr. Butler says, we'll throw it off a cliff. What is this, 300? You are not sufficient.
What would be the words as you like Sparta?
I know.
This is Sparta.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like at the beginning of Sparta, if the baby wasn't like born to sufficiency, they would like toss it off the cliff.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the movie, dude.
Wow, I did not see that part.
But it's lore, and it was believed to be, and not just their culture. A lot of cultures did that. If a baby was born and was like a runt, and wasn't, I mean, even Vikings would do that if their babies were born and really like, they would just, heck, So feed him to an animal. Woo! Yikes.
What kind of an animal?
Yeah. What animal, Eric? What animal would you feed?
Like a tiger from the Tiger King? One of those tigers?
They're hungry.
Yeah. They are
feed them baby Hitler.
Eating all that Walmart meat all the time.
I know. Poor things had to eat whatever was left over at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible.
But it was only a couple days old.
Only a tiger. Oh.
Yeah. Shark. Big cat.
Shark. Oh, shark would be pretty quick. It'd just be like gulp. It would be over. Call up Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin.
Eric Barlow. Big cat. That's not really, I mean, it's gruesome, but they would just grab it and run off and like hold it in their mouth until it stopped breathing, which would be quick.
Yeah.
And then they would tear it apart pretty quickly. It would be gruesome, but it would be actually pretty humane, because big cats are actually very, very humane in the way that they kill because they suffocate, which is super humane, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, a Komodo dragon. Now that is an effed up way to go. He just starts eating.
Yeah, just ripping shreds of skin.
Yeah.
This has gone really dark.
Yeah, this is really bad. All right, you got a better question. That's a horrible one. Question number 2 for you.
Invite the Tide God guy over. Talk about killing babies.
Throwing them at chipper shredders. All right. Hey, an evening stream. This is what you guys get.
Yes. Okay. All right. Do you think you could throw a football farther than a 1940s Heisman winner?
I could throw it over the mountains. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what that reference is to.
Jack, throw it over.
Farther than a 1940s Heisman winner.
Is he alive today and I'm throwing against him? Or
no, he'd be in his prime.
Oh, no.
And so that's 70, 80 years ago. Those football players were still in really good shape. I'm trying to think about
he really thinks he might be able to do it.
Throw a football farther. They could throw, 65?
I have no idea, dude.
Yards. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
65 yards. I'm thinking 65 yards.
Somebody better Google it.
Something like that. 65 yards, 70 yards at best, and that would probably be the best Heisman winner during that time frame. I could throw in my prime, I could throw 50 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not Heisman level. And now with my shoulders, torn rotator cuffs, no.
Yeah.
I'd be like 30 yards out. Oh, God. Oh, call an ambulance. Mr. Butler's exactly okay. If he's in his prime, no, I'm weak. Yeah, I mean, if he was in his prime, I was in my prime, we'd throw close, but he'd still throw farther by like 20 yards, I think. I mean, listen, those guys were genuine talent back then, genuine talent. And obviously
that's
now,
all they did.
Yeah, and obviously now with the advancement of science and technology, I mean, the balls back then were like legit, genuine pigskin and heavy, and they weren't like super thin. Now they make them scientifically so much more aerodynamic and smooth, and everything about them is like perfect. And the balls back then were not that way. And they make the uniforms better, so throwing wise, it's better. I mean, they even make the uniforms to where the shoulder pads come up higher, so they have more rotation on the shoulder. I mean, there's like engineering that goes into everything. They have then science that goes into their diet and their exercise and everything. We're squeezing every little ounce of juice out of a professional athlete now. And back then that wasn't the case. So, I mean, if you took him and brought him here and put him through the rigorous stuff that we do now, he'd be probably just as good. So, but back then, even then, they still threw for a ridiculous amount. Zevia says, yeah, he's not going to launch a pigskin farther than a Heisman winner, especially if we had to throw the pigskin that he's throwing. There's no way. I'd probably throw it 30 yards, and it would be all wobbly, and he'd be like, look at this, and he'd throw it, and he'd like warp in the air, like flatter, and look amazing, and I'd throw it, and he'd be like, what? It would be bad. No.
Now, how about what if he got to throw his ball and you got to throw today's ball?
Like a Nerf ball? Like
no,
like a super aerodynamic Nerf ball that has like lead in it, just in the tip?
No, today's football, today's pro football, and he got to play with his football from his day.
Yeah.
You still don't think you could throw further than him?
No, not with my shoulder, dude. No way.
Oh, yeah.
I got
your shoulder?
I got torn rotator cuffs in both shoulders.
Yeah.
So, but in my prime, I could throw, over 50 yards. But
I don't think either way I would be able to.
Yeah, but that is seriously a long shot, and it wasn't accurate. That's just me like Hail Marying it,
Yeah.
just blah, throwing it as absolutely hard as I can. But there's guys that can throw it for 60, 70 yards. Anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. A Heisman Trophy winner, no. They can throw it for 20, 30 yards more than any average guy can, and they can do it accurately. And they can do it with crappy equipment from back then. So, yeah, okay. I don't think anybody else would disagree with that, but if they can, then you guys should not probably be watching a live stream on Warriors channel at 9 o'clock at night. Probably not. Okay. Question number trace. Would you rather only have the internet or only TV, movies, and music? So you get TVs, movies, and music, but no internet, which is weird, the paradox, because your TV's music and internet, or your TV's movies and music are probably on the internet, or you get the internet. So like basically you get the interwebs only, or you get TV, movies, and music, but no interwebs. And that's kind of weird because you could still go to the internet and get TV's, movies, and music.
Yeah.
So
I think this game was made in 1995.
No, I know. No, I just got this game this year, and this question was written within the last 12 months. So this is a weird question.
Are they asking an 80-year-old this question? Or?
I know. It does feel a bit weird. I'm thinking they're basically wanting you to say you would have to give up TV, movies, and music, or you could have everything else on the internet, but you would lose TV, movies, and music. So you'd have to assume you have the internet, you'd have videos and stuff, but you wouldn't have actual TV, movies, or music.
Okay.
I know. It's a really hard hypothetical.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have access to any of those things on the internet, it would be torture, I think. Because I need my movies and TV shows, definitely, and music, number one for sure. Got to have music. So yeah, I'd go with TVs, movies, and music only. Over the internet. Yeah, I think so.
You know what? I wouldn't even want the internet anymore if I had TV, movies, and music. I mean, I love TV, movies, and music. I'm totally the same way. But it's so weird if you had the internet and there was some like restriction where you couldn't watch. Couldn't watch it?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point, Mr.
Gamer.
Butlers.
You wouldn't be able to play in your online games. Oh, that would be sad. Yeah, you'd be screwed, dude. Zevia said on the previous question, by the way, he wouldn't launch it farther. Mr. Butler said his would fall like a dead duck. That's hilarious. Alpha Delta says, woo, made one live. What's up, brother? Eric Barlow says the internet. Mr. Butler says internet. He's a gamer, so going without the internet. To look up TV. But this is the thing. The question is that you would have to actually abstain from TV. So you couldn't use the internet for TV. You couldn't use the internet for any movies. And you couldn't use the internet for any music. So you would never get to hear music again. You'd never get to watch a physical movie again. And you'd never get to watch any TV shows ever again. But you'd have the rest of the internet. That's the question. You'd get all of the internet less your TV, movies, and music, or you'd lose all of the internet except TV, movies, and music.
Which is what we use it for currently, besides Googling something.
Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Gaming, too. Yeah, it'd be hard to give up gaming, but we could go back to basics and start playing chess on a chessboard again.
Wah, wah, wah.
Which can be fun if you haven't done that.
Music, see, Alpha Delta says, music would be hard, but I feel like with the internet, you can read the movie scripts and whatnot. Oh, man, you're digging. Rayu says, no internet. They don't need, he wouldn't have to deal with Star Wars Galaxy Hero crap. Yeah, that game is, man, they're really going downhill fast, as if they hadn't been for a year and a half. Eric Barlow says, I like looking things up and reading things about history and stuff like that. That's interesting. So internet would be good. Nev, no TV. I don't like watching TV anyway. I'll read for the rest of my life and sing karaoke. Wow. Karaoke. So he's gonna keep the internet is what he would do. Yeah, internet games has good music within it. So what about your work? Mine needs the internet.
You'd have to change your profession probably.
Or job would be an exception, right? Because this is for personal life. I don't know. Dang it, this is too hard a question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to give up the internet, and honestly, I don't play games enough to care about it, honestly. I'd give it up. I'd give up games even and the internet. I would just do TV, movies, and music as long as I had access to all future TV, all future movies, and all future music for free.
For free.
Like an entitled... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah, I still have to go without the internet.
Yeah,
if it solved problems, it would create problems. Either way, so I'm cool. I'm cool with my TV, movies, and music.
Awesome. Dark Jedi says the new Jedi Knight Luke event is good in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Good as in it was fun. The event was a good time had by all. My sad thing is that the developers told us years ago if they were holding off on bringing him into the game because they said if we ever bring him in, it's the end. It spells the end of the game. They said they wanted to keep him till the end because he was going to be the most powerful thing ever, and they wanted to bring him in like at the very end, and they said they were holding him as like a card, a special thing, and then they just bring him in as like this like subpar character that's easily accessible relatively in comparison to some of the others and not as good as the Rey and Kylo. And I'm like, either they're really signing off pretty crappily or they totally reneged on how they were going to make him and made him kind of subpar in comparison. That's too bad. So that's too bad. All right, let's go question number tres. I'm saying that silly, by the way, on purpose. People are going to be like, I got to correct you. I'm sorry, but your Spanish is terrible.
You got to roll your R's. Would you rather have teeth where your hair is or hair where your teeth are?
Hair where my teeth is. I'm sorry, dude. I could not stand having teeth in my hair. I would scrape them off. I couldn't do it, dude. I have this like texture thing. Hair in my mouth is disgusting, but I would eat until the hair was gone. Even if it grew back, I would just eat it until the hair was gone, and then I would be fine. Or I would shave it or something. But like teeth in my hair, no, dude. I'm already like getting goosebumps just even thinking about it. Have you seen those videos where like, or pictures where people, it's like agoraphobia or whatever, where it's like they do fake photoshopping where they have like a picture of a neck and they show like a photo of a poppy seed or something superimposed and has like a bunch of holes and it looks like the person's neck has holes and then they put like little worms coming out of those holes and it's all fake, but I see it and I'm like, I can't handle that. I just can't handle that. And thinking about all these teeth over my head, I would be like, I'd take knives. I'd be like, I just couldn't do it. I would chop my own head off, dude. It would be bad. It would be bad. Okay. I will take the hair in the mouth, dude. This is a triggering question. I can't even believe that's in here. That's a triggering question. That's bad, dude. Oh man, it's making my hair crawl thinking about it. Yeah. Oh, it's really, really bad.
With the hair in your mouth, though,
you could shave it.
Yeah, that's what you think, but maybe you can't shave it. Maybe it has to stay there, and you cannot actually ever remove it or get rid of it. It's just there for life, and it's like ZZ Top hair. ZZ Top. It's just, but it's in your mouth all the time.
I would, you know what? I would keep it clean. I would wash it.
They tens, but I keep them clean.
Yeah, they tens, but I keep them clean. I would use conditioner. I would part it, and I would it'd be kind of cool looking.
What about the hair in your
Mr.
mouth?
Butlers, that's not a valid answer, dude. This you gotta pick. You gotta pick one, brother. He's all, this is rough. Neither. It's not fair. You can't do that. Matt B, what up, brother? The stream caught me by surprise. I was looking for the usual time, and I wasn't expecting this one. Glad I caught the notification. I am glad you did too. By the way, if you guys are watching and you're like not getting the notification anymore, YouTube does that sometimes. They like unclick you from notifications. So if you're like subscribed to me, but you don't ever get notifications, go back and check. There's a chance you've been unnotified. You got to recheck the notifications and stuff.
Do you have to hit the bell still? Is that a thing?
Mr. Butler says the opposite of me. He would rather have teeth on his head. Oh, man, that's giving me goosebumps. He says because the hair in his mouth gives him goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't think about teeth on my head. It makes me want to take a knife to my skull.
It's funny you keep going to your head, but like it's literally going to be all over your body, in your armpits.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, hair in general.
It says, would you rather have teeth where your hair is?
Yeah, all hair.
Well, so this is that.
It's in your butt crack. Too.
That's even more reason why my answer is right, because I only have teeth in one spot, so there would be hair just coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So freaking what? You're right. I would have teeth in my butthole. That's disgusting, dude.
Maybe in your.
I'd be like chomp, chomp, chomp. I mean, exit only. Nobody would be worried about that. But dude, you'd have it on your face. You'd have teeth on your chin. You'd have teeth on your. Oh my gosh, this is horrible, dude. This is the worst question ever. You'd be covered in teeth.
Yeah.
I have teeth on my back. Yeah. Oh, in one spot. Where I've got like that.
In your ketchup, teeth in your ketchup, dude.
So we call it ketchup. I got this one spot where I've got like it's probably like skin cancer because I got a sunburn, 3rd-degree sunburn in the Navy playing, being Maverick, playing volleyball in the Navy. The first weekend I got down in San Diego playing volleyball all day. And then the very next day I'm like 3rd-degree burns in bubbles on my back. I'm like, oh, and then find out that 3 years later, it all converts to this like little patch of brown, and that little patch of brown is growing and everybody jokingly calls it ketchup. Yeah, I get bullied by this guy. But anyway, that brown ketchup on my back now grows hair, which would be teeth. That's disgusting, dude. I'd have teeth on my feet.
And on top of your toes.
On top of my toes.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I'd have feet all over. Oh my gosh, you'd have it all. Oh my! I would take a knife to my entire body. That's disgusting, dude. I couldn't do it. You're making my entire skin crawl. I can't. I've got I think it's called agoraphobia. I can't. I think that's what it's called. I can't even think about that, dude. That is horrific. That's a terrible question. Yeah, Mr. Butlers, you did misunderstand the question. Uh-oh, Matt B's watching with his wife tonight now, though. You're cutting in on cuddle time. Oh, and these are terrible questions, too, by the way. This one's horrible. That last question, would you rather have teeth everywhere you have hair or have hair where you have teeth? And I can't even stand the thought of having teeth everywhere I have hair. It's absolutely horrific. It makes my skin crawl. I cannot handle that question. That is... Ugh. Chad says a dentist's dream. You'd have to floss your entire body. Oh,
just one piece of floss going in and out of each tooth.
Oh man, that's just wrong. What is wrong with the questions tonight? These are on like another level wrong.
Mm-hmm. If you're just now here, one of the questions we had earlier, and you need to go back and rewatch it for sure.
Yeah, Matt B.
Would you kill baby Hitler if it had to be in a gruesome way? So you got to go back and watch that. The answers to that question.
That was pretty bad. I mean, this guy is brutal, absolutely brutal. What he would do to Hitler as a baby. Let's just say chippers and shredders and pulverizers and
not Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, not that. You'd have to floss your entire body, Chad. That just my entire body. I can't even. I just can't. I just can't. That's just horrific. Okay. All right, that was your question, right?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It was mine. Sorry about that.
Okay. Deep breath. All right, we can do this again. Would you rather eat all your food through a straw or have all your food tossed into your mouth?
So I'm pretty good at people throwing things like M&M's, raisins, popcorn,
like a hot dog.
Like that. And somehow I managed to get it in my mouth every time.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so good at this. Throw me another hot dog. I'm so good. Soup.
soup. What?
Take that.
Oh, it has to go into my mouth.
Dark Jedi, what? Audience love that. Wait. There we go.
Yeah.
There's the laugh. There's the
And
laugh.
the follow-up cheers.
Yeah. I always hit the wrong buttons. That's why I don't use those buttons very often. I'm always like, brah, brah, brah. Okay. You got to eat food through a straw or have it tossed into your mouth. You know what? It doesn't define how big the straw is. I mean, like, big straw.
That wouldn't be technically considered a straw, right? I don't think if you enlarged the straw that it would still be
Hamburger.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be blended up.
I would die of choking to death.
You think you would die? You throw you threw a whole hamburger into my mouth.
Oh, Mr. Butler says food in the straw. He's going to play the old man card with Slim Fast.
Slim fast all the way, dude.
All your food would have to be tossed into your mouth.
Yeah.
You'd have to choose small food anyway, but you get to chew it yourself.
Yeah, and hopefully the person throwing it has clean hands. Yeah. Or maybe it's one of those automatic pitchers like you see at the baseball field.
Put it at 16 speed. Do it. It's like got a little spoon. Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Here comes the carrots.
Zoom. You're just like lining up. You're like, I'm pretty good at this. Watch this. Check it out. I'm going to get my meal. I wouldn't want to have to blend my pizza, says Chad.
Oh, yeah, that would not be good.
That would be disgusting. But what if you could suck a pizza through a straw?
What's this noise?
Pizza bites. That's me dying as I choke to death.
Every time you eat. He has
on a
to
pizza
have
bite.
the Heimlich maneuver every time he eats.
That would be bad. I would have like, because there's those like, what are those things called with the little like rice balls at the bottom? Have you ever had that? And it has like the big straw and it's like a drink with like rice balls at the bottom and you drink it and you accidentally hit one of those balls. You're
yeah.
But they're really good if you don't die drinking it.
Uh-huh.
You could have like little pizza bites with a slightly bigger straw and just suck it up slowly. Boba, there you go, Chad. Bing, 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 bing. You win an 8-star character from Mobile Gamer. You just got to ask Mobile Gamer what you won. He'll tell you. An 8-star character. I say drink it. Wife says throw it. Matt B. So you would drink it, Matt B, because you just want to have control. Wife says throw it. Ask your wife why she would want, well, I'm guessing you, to throw all of your food at your face. Why would she want you to throw all of the food at her? Like, does she trust you enough with all the food? And that would limit the food. I mean, you got to remember, it still has to be small enough to make it into her mouth, and she'd have to be able to chew it without choking to death. Why is she okay with throwing the food? I think you're safer, Matt, with the drinking it. I think that's a smarter option. But I want to hear her decision with the throwing it. You ask her and then type it in there. Boba, milk tea. Yes, that's good stuff. Throw it, I'm open. Darth Mike, what's up, brother? Blending to make stuff fit through a straw changes flavor, but catching a bite-sized food wouldn't be so bad till soup and cereal. Unless you're eating dried cereal. So what's your answer?
All right. I'd rather have the food tossed in my mouth. Honestly, it doesn't have to be a whole hamburger. Cut it in pieces, I mean, whoever's tossing it for me is probably going to be my tosser for life, I would assume. Right? Unless I'm just like in some random cafe somewhere.
What if you're eating a salad? Is your wife going to toss that?
Okay. But seriously.
Sorry.
Everywhere I go, like somebody has to be there with me tossing it in my mouth, right? So I have to have like this sidekick who's walking around with me everywhere, every time I go eat somewhere, or else I have to have the person who works at that place be the person who throws the food into my mouth.
See, Matt B and I are homeboys because he's a brother from another mother. He has, just like I have an Asian wife, he has an Asian wife. She's Chinese, so that's hilarious. Chad says, how did I not make that salad joke sooner? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that made it onto my live stream. Yeah. Darth Mike, most awkward dating profile looking for the food tosser for life. Yeah, put that on your grinder profile.
Grinder.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't date, so I don't know
either. I kind of think I know what Grinder is. But I don't really fully know. I'm assuming I know.
I don't know. Most awkward dating profile, a food tosser for life. That would be bad. Nev says, gotta pop off, mate. Have a good time.
Tossing the salad.
See you later, brother. You know what? I would have to say I would just rather eat everything through a straw. Honestly, I can't wait for people. I couldn't sit there for an hour while you trying to toss food in my face. That's ridiculous. I'd be at work I can't have you in the back room trying to throw food in my face. I can't have you in public trying to throw food in my face. It's ridiculous. I would just drink big straws, slightly chunky. My pizza would be blended roughly, so it would be still chunky. I would still have like a bigger straw, like a boba straw for like my chunkier food. So I could still get bitlets. If that's not even a word, but it's now a word. Bitlets of food. So I could enjoy bitlets of food. I wouldn't puree it. You know what I mean? Cause I'd still want to have, because it's like slightly chewed. It would actually almost be a lazy man's. I think I'd like it because I'm lazy. So it'd almost be easier. It's like I've already chewed it halfway. Yeah. So I'd be like, dude, this is easier. Like I'm halfway there.
You once told me when we were having chicken wings that you thought it was too much work having to pull the meat off the bone, that you would rather just throw the whole thing in your mouth. Yeah. You told me that a long time ago.
Yeah, I hate having, I know, bones are annoying. I am lazy, but I do eat chicken wings. It's just annoying that I have to take the meat off the bone. I am lazy because that's work. It's work to take meat off the bones. You're right.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
There are times when I'm not lazy. There are times when I hustle. And I will hustle.
I've seen you hustle.
But there are a lot of times when I don't want to hustle. And eating chicken wings is one of those times. When I don't want to hustle. So, yeah, that's one of those times. But, yeah, so I guess it's kind of 50-50. Half the people said they'd throw it in their mouth, including you.
Yeah.
And half said blend it.
Was it throw, though? Was it throw? It was tossed. So it could be lightly tossed.
Toss, throw, toss. That's where the joke
Is it coming from a Heisman Trophy winner?
Yeah. Coming fast, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would not want, and it says all of your food. It doesn't say some or sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you got to choose what you want to eat. These people saying soup and cereal. Obviously, you would remove those from your diet after the first time that somebody tried to throw that in your mouth.
You'd probably go straight straw after that.
You don't have a choice. You've already made your choice.
They'd probably break your teeth, and eventually you'd need to go straight straw. Think about the first time you tried to eat ribs. Oh, you broke my tooth.
It's the worst case scenario, but yeah, that would not be good.
No. There's a lot of like food that you really couldn't eat that way also. It would limit your diet.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
I could take ribs and straight up grind them, dude.
Oh yeah,
that thing you were talking about earlier, where you just throw everything into it. It's like I just eat the bones and all. I'm like,
you won't even be able to tell.
I'm like bone marrow. That's delicious.
It's so good for you.
Chad says mobile gamer probably wants CG to only be able to drink food from the straw after the shenanigans they've been going on. I think that's all. I think that's the only way that they eat their food right now anyway, you guys. This is why they're so anemic, all of them.
I'm out.
Drop the mic. All right, you're up. Next question.
All right. Would you rather...
Nice picture.
What?
Nice picture.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really nice picture.
What would appear to be a young boy with a man head who's wearing heels, shorts, and a belly shirt. The question is, would you rather wear high heels or a belly shirt?
Belly shirt.
Yeah.
Straight up belly shirt, dude. If you've ever worn high heels, and I've ran in high heels because when I was law enforcement, we would raise money for the domestic violence shelter here in town for the Men in Heels race. And we would do that where we would get different groups of people and we'd wear heels and we would like run and race against other groups. And it was all to raise funds for money and stuff like that. But you can like break an ankle on high heels straight up. I am not about that. Like raising money once a year, whatever, maybe. But even now I'm like, my ankles are too weak. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. Belly shirt, that's embarrassing, whatever, but it's safe. I'm at the age now where I got to start thinking about my safety. I'm like, which one is going to, which one am I going to survive? Like a belly shirt? Okay, someone's going to make fun of me. So what? Shut up, go away. I don't care what you think. Heels, I might be in the ER with a broken ankle. You know what I mean? Like when I was 20 years younger, I would have chosen high heels and I would have kicked somebody in the face with them. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go with the belly shirt. So Mr. Butler says he's got a size 13 foot. He's going to go with a belly shirt. Yeah. Matt B says belly shirt. Yeah. Good on you, brother. Especially if you don't have like a super huge belly, it wouldn't really be that big a deal. People would be like, dude, your shirt doesn't fit. And you'd be like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Darth Mike says, I don't always roll joints, but when I do, it's usually my ankles. That's a good one. That is a really, 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 really good one. That's hilarious. Alpha Delta says all the frats at University of Oregon did a fundraiser walking a mile in heels. I'm going with the shirt. That's good choice, man. Good choice. What about you?
Oh yeah, belly shirt, definitely.
Belly shirt.
Yeah, I've actually been invited to do those fundraisers. I was invited this last year by my mom to raise money for Latimer House, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't
run.
Yeah, running heels. I'm definitely going to break my ankle, or I'm going to twist my knee, or something like that. Something bad's going to happen.
You get over 40, and you have to start worrying about this stuff. It's really sad, but it's true. It is not.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
Some things have changed in the human body in the last few years. But,
it's true. It's straight up true.
It's
dude.
stupid. It's stupid that everybody has to go through this. But yeah. So take care of your bodies and definitely wear a belly shirt. Or don't. You don't have to.
Is it me calling Mr. Butters Mr. Butler? Am I calling him Mr. Butler? I may be calling Mr. Butters Mr. Butler. I might actually be doing that.
Oh, yeah, you've been doing it every time.
CVS says, I love how Warrior is still calling Mr. Butters Mr. Butler, or is it me just hearing things? I totally straight up maybe calling it. You know what? I can't hardly even see the screen.
It doesn't matter anymore. From here on forward, your name is Mr. Butler.
It's Mr. Butters. I may have said Mr. Butters at the beginning and then changed it to Butler's midway through.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably need glasses, but I'm not going to wear them. I will probably get to a point where I can't even read the screen and I will just start misreading everything that is on the screen, you guys. And that'll be a thing. That will be a thing. But that's okay.
Start calling Xevious previous. Alpha Delta, will start calling him Foralpha.
I can't even believe I read Alpha Delta correctly, except for the fact that it's, Alpha Delta.
Looks like my old gamer tag, Sergeant Predator.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, there's one of my 3 kitty cats. Matt B. Old guys at outdoor barbecues in Beijing always roll up their shirts over their bellies. Everyone calls it the Beijing tank top or the Beijing bikini. Mr. Butter says, I'm down, name change incoming. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think I've called you Mr. Butters and Mr. Butlers both throughout this entire live stream. That is hilarious. Gonna be honesty I made about 10 years ago. I made about this 10 years ago when I was 12. Forgot my name was even Alpha Delta. What a sport, Mr. Butlers. Zevious, that's hilarious.
We got previous.
Everybody's calling him now. That's
previous is calling Mr. Butlers Mr. Butlers.
It is what it is now. All right, we got 2 more, and then we go to story time. And I'm interested to know what you're going to do on story time. I'm excited. I don't know if they've even heard the story. Oh, my brother just joined.
What's up,
Andrew says, hi. What's up? Andrew, what is going on, my brother? From the same mother. All right. Now life is complete. Would you rather always have a waiter who speaks bad English? Well, this question is relative to if you actually even speak English yourself, but I do speak English, so I get, okay. Would you rather have a waiter who speaks really poor English or a push instead of pull every time you open a door, or vice versa. So like what this means is basically every time you go to open a door, when you push, it had to be a pull. Or every time you pull, it had to be a push. So you do the opposite of what it's supposed to do every time you open a door. You do it wrong. So would you rather always have a waiter who just speaks really terrible, like choppy English every time you go out to eat? Or would you rather always open doors wrong? You push them when they're pull, or pull when you push. I do that every day at my work. I'm like, ugh. Every time you visit me, do you hit the doors wrong on the front of my store?
No, I think I pull.
When you're out.
Yeah.
But when you leave, you push.
Yeah.
But people pull all the time. Or when they're trying to walk in, they're trying
leaving.
to push, and I hear them run into my front door. Padoosh.
Do they look like outdoor handles? Is that why people do it, or they just make the assumption?
On both sides, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
So they look like they swing both ways.
Oh, okay.
They look like what do you call those doors? They swing both ways. They have a specific name.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Because I'm dumb.
No. It is a revolving door.
No,
right?
It's like right in when like a bar has one in between.
Oh yeah,
the kitchen and the outside or whatever. There's like that door that swings back and forth. That's what my doors to my store look like. And people walking in always try and push it and like run into their face, going in, and then leaving. They always pull on it, and and
that's gotta be so annoying.
It is, and the handles get loose, and I have to constantly like retorque it down with an Allen wrench and stuff. It's hilarious. So yeah, always have a waiter who just can hardly speak good English, like really choppy, poor English where you can't hardly understand them. Or every time you go through doors, you go through them the wrong way. You push when they're pull, or pull when you push.
I'd rather have the waiter, I think. That would be fun every time. It would be fun every time. If they had bad English, if they couldn't speak English very well, it'd be interesting. Well, what language do they speak?
Well, who knows?
Can I
just
speak their
really
language?
choppy, poor English?
Yeah.
Yep. It's an unknown language every time.
I think it'd be fun.
And they messing up your stuff. That's hilarious. Mr. Butter says he's laughing now. Andrew says word damn. Don't know what that means.
Word Damon.
Oh, word Damon. Mr. Butters, his new nickname is Alfred. 2-second delay anytime you use a door or food order messed up or takes forever every time. Zevia says bad English waiter. I'll just use the menu. Or who are we kidding? No one goes back to the restaurant. Yeah. That's true. Bad English waiter. Yeah, because they could mess it up, or you could just point, right? You could just be like, right here, this.
Put this in my mouth.
Yeah, throw it in my mouth. It's another card I have to do, so I can't touch my food, and I'm not blending it, so in my mouth. You're my designated thrower. He's like, what? He's really bad English, but he's got a good throw in my mouth, food in my mouth. You throw. That's hilarious. He's like, I don't get Mr. Butter's door. I think have a thing about having a good server bringing me the correct food and stuff. I'm the same way. You know what? I do the door thing all the time anyway already. Mm-hmm. So not much is going to change, I don't think. I would just do it with a few more doors.
All the doors.
More doors.
All the doors.
Yeah, I do them with like half the doors already.
Every time you want to go into your own house, you're pulling instead of pushing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pushing instead of pulling.
Yeah.
Because you have your...
Whatever. Yeah. I don't eat out that much. I guess I would go a bad English waiter as well, like Matt. Zevia says, I'll have mashed taters with Butler. And then throw them in my mouth because you're the assigned person to feed me.
I've chosen you.
I've chosen you, Zevius. You're to throw that in my mouth. I'm not drinking with a straw anymore.
Nope. It's all thrown from here.
It's all thrown from here out. Throw it in my mouth.
Throw it.
Before we go back in time and throw baby Hitler into a blender and drink him through a straw.
Oh my God, dude.
That is terrible. I'll have the mashed taters with Butler. All right. Anybody else? Bad English waiter,
Yeah.
or always pushing when you should be pulling a door, or pulling when you should be pushing a door.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd go with the bad.
Wouldn't that be a paradox though? Because like in your mind, you're like thinking about it all the time, and so you
So you do it right every time. Accidentally do it right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
dang it, I'm supposed to be doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That's not right. So you shut it and then you like push it wrong, you know. Unless you got doors that like just never, you would just have to install in your house just doors that swing both ways just naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You could just walk through them. And then at night, you could push a button and they would magnetize and lock through magnetism. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then someone tries to break the magnetism and you shoot them. Sorry, it's Colorado. I apologize. I've seen too much news lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got me freaking out. All right.
Magnet breakers.
Magnet breakers and break my magnet. I'll pull my Glock magnet breaker out. All right, you're up. Last question, and then we go into story time. Yeah, last question. We only did 10 questions today with the two of us because we wanted to go over his YouTube channel and that story about how he went viral, which was hilarious. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch the intro. The intro is really, really good. And then we're going to do story time, so don't miss that. All right, this is a good question, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like a picture of, that looks like George Bush.
Oh, it looks like Andrew.
George W. It looks like George W. Look at that head.
It's Andrew in 30 years.
It's messed up.
He's got too much hair for Andrew.
Love you, Andrew.
Yep.
Do you think you could beat any creature on Earth if you had 2 samurai swords?
No.
Any creature.
Nope.
These are the sharpest swords you've ever possessed ever in your life.
No.
Like hot knife through butter, everything.
No. I'm being honest. My audience demands honesty. I could kill a lot. Like I could like hack really bad a bear and then it would kill me.
Yeah.
But I would maim it brutally.
Yeah.
Lion, I wound it, man. It would like gut it, but it would like eat me. And then afterwards it would like lay over and die with 2 swords inside of it after it killed me. You know, there are some animals that would just overpower me. I'd be like, hi-ya, and it would be like swipe and then just like eat me. You know what I mean? Like some animals are just too powerful. And think about that. Like a shark, you're in the water, you're like, trying to swing through water.
Why are you got samurai swords while you're in the water?
Well, I mean, that's what you're giving me, so.
I guess you have them all the time with you.
I mean, unless I'm like walking on water, I'm like Jesus with 2 swords, and then I'm like, yak. No, I mean, I just, honestly, 2 samurai swords is not going to do it. Now, if you gave me 2 Uzis with like 100-round clips, 100-round magazines, sorry. I can't believe I just said clip. So ignorant. 200-round magazines with 2 Uzis, you know, like a whole huge 100-round magazine in an Uzi, you know, 9mm and just like 1 in each hand, like, like I would be confident there's any animal alive I could muster a victory with.
Yeah. Elephant?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I would.
I guess you just shoot their neck, shoot their head the whole time. You'd probably drop them pretty quick.
Dark Jedi says he'd slice his own limbs off with those swords. Probably. Calvacanti. I think that said your last name right. Calvacanti. Hey, Warrior, big fan. Never was able to catch a live stream. Now I know why. It's 1 a.m. in Brazil. Watch you tomorrow. Hey, brother. Love Brazil. Love Brazilians. You guys are amazing. Go to bed, brother, and watch me tomorrow, brother. I usually do mine on Wednesday mornings. Yes, about 12 hours prior. That's right. About 12 hours prior. Normally. Yeah. Matt B. Oh, Mr. Butters says he said through butter me, LOL. I say no. The rainforest has those poisonous frogs. I don't know if he could hit them before he touched me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to be pretty quick.
Xevious. It's just a flesh wound.
It's only a flesh wound.
Only a flesh wound.
Hey, I'll bite your legs off.
Yeah, I'll bite your leg. Come back here. That's hilarious. Yeah. So what about you? Do you two samurai swords? What are you taking out? Can you take out every animal?
Just while you were saying some things, I started thinking a little bit, and I thought about like, what if I took the greatest swing that ever existed in history?
Yep.
Like a Heisman Trophy winner throwing a ball.
Yep.
And tried to hit an elephant with a samurai sword. It wouldn't go very far. It would just kind of a little bit.
Be like 4 inches into his leg.
Yeah.
And then he'd stomp on you with the other leg.
Yes. If it was anything the size of a human or smaller, and maybe some things that are a little bit larger than a human, I might be able to take them out. But you're gonna run into some really big animals,
right?
And you're dead. You're dead. You're not gonna make it very long.
I mean, you might even have trouble with a giraffe.
Yeah,
they have 2 horns on their head, and they swing with brute force their head. And they would hit you, and even if you swung at their head, you might cut them brutally. But that swing with the head would straight knock you out.
Oh, yeah.
And then they would stomp you to death while you're unconscious. And then something would eat you while you're unconscious, half dead. Andrew says, what's up? I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Totally, brother. Can't wait for you to come down to hang out in a couple of weeks. That'll be awesome. Yeah, no, things are too... Yeah, Matt B says, typical Japanese swords are only good for slashing, so nope. Yeah, they're really, really amazing. They're sharp. They're great for cutting through things, and they're tempered really well, so they're very strong. But, man, there are just some animals. I mean, think about a rhino.
Yeah, it's only going to go a couple inches into the rhino.
Oh, it's not going to go at all into the rhino. You're going to superficially cut that outer texture of his hide.
What if I stab him in the eye?
Yeah, that's going to happen. Because that's not going to happen.
I just hold it there as he
puts his head down and sticks his horn through you. And you're like trying to stab him, but you're like, oh!
Yeah,
screaming.
A samurai sword will feel like a dagger to a rhino for sure.
Yeah. Zevia says, why are you guys going around slicing up animals? With a great samurai sword comes great responsibility. Well, that's the question.
Yeah,
could you beat any creature on Earth? And I'm just trying to think about creatures that you definitely couldn't beat. And a rhino is one of them. You couldn't do that.
Nah.
There's no way. No way. A hippo? No way, dude.
No,
He'd bite you in half with the sword in his mouth. And he'd probably use it as a toothpick after you were done.
Yeah, that's floss in between his giant gaps.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No. That's just, yeah. Sorry, Zevius. We don't want to slice up animals, but it happens. All right. We did our 10 questions. We got our intro going. We're going to go to story time now. Story time is super fun. We love to do it. Damon O's never been a part of story time, but he's been a part of many of my story times in my life. In fact, this is the second oldest living best friend of mine I've had in my life. The first oldest best friend that has been around, passed away. You guys all know that story. My helicopter pilot buddy, Brandon, who passed away a few years back. It's actually 4 years ago, crazy enough, who died in a helicopter crash. But aside from him, it's Jared and you. And so pretty awesome to have you here. Like I said, if you guys want to check out his live streams, or not his live streams, but his YouTube channel, he's got some fun, family-friendly videos. But I want to give you a chance to do a story time because I always do story time, and they're fun, and people like listening to weird stories and stuff. I enjoy telling stories, and so we always do a story time at the end. But I wanted to leave it for you because you have a lot of stories that involve me, and they may have heard this, they may not have, but you tell it from a different perspective. And while you're telling it, if I hear something, maybe I'll jump in. But I wanted them to be able to be blessed with a story from my past that involved you, that was not told from my perspective, rather from somebody else's perspective. And by the way, it sounds like the story time of all irony is going to come from when we went to UFC 174, which I ironically put the t-shirt on this today, and he's going to tell a story from it, which is funny. I'm wearing the shirt from that night. and then he's literally going to tell a story from that night. That's just awesome. That's super cool. So go for it, dude. The stage is yours. Everybody's ready to listen to the story.
So my story involves UFC 74. In fact, it involves a lot of times where we used to go to these events, pretty regularly. In fact, we were part of a club that I don't know if it exists anymore because I haven't been in it for so long, but the UFC Fight Club, and it gave us the ability to go to meet and greets and meet some of the actual UFC fighters, meet the ring girls, meet Dana White.
He liked the ring girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it Ariel? No. Ariane Celeste.
Ariana Celeste, yes. Celeste. You back then you had a thing for her for sure. And
yeah.
You definitely got to hang out with her. You liked that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got to meet her. That was cool. But we got to meet a lot of the fighters from around that period of time, which was the like between 2000, somewhere between 2005 and 2010, somewhere in there. 2002
to 2008.
Oh wow, that far back.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so some of the people who were fighting at that time were some of the big names that we got to meet were Andrei Arlovsky. Let's see, we got to meet Forrest Griffin at one point, I'm pretty sure. Got to meet Michael Bisping, Randy Couture, Gabriel Gonzaga. I don't think I ever met Chuck Liddell. It's very possible. But so we used to go to these events, and those those were the big names back then. Kenny Florian, who does Fox Sports now, I think. Doesn't he do the commentary on there for the UFC fights? But so after one of these particular events, the very event in fact was UFC 74, and it was the main event was Gabriel Gonzaga and Randy Couture. And Gonzaga actually did really well in that fight.
Until he got slammed on his head.
Yeah, until he got slammed on his head.
By Randy Couture.
Yeah, but he wound up losing that fight. But we got into, was it Mandalay Bay that we went to?
Yes, that fight was at Mandalay Bay.
And then the club in Mandalay Bay, which I can't remember what it was called, and I'm pretty sure that was the club, but we managed to get into this club and sneak into the VIP section of this club.
Yep.
And which is crazy because you have all these high-level fighters who are hanging out in this VIP area, and it was pretty much made for them and like probably chicks, lots of chicks, I'm sure. But we made it into this area, or Will did the whole thing. Our Warrior, sorry.
Will.
My bad.
Warrior. My bad.
He got us in there, and he got us into this VIP area where there was a bunch of UFC fighters after the fights. Gabriel Gonzaga was wait. It wasn't Gabriel Gonzaga. No, it was.
Gabriel Gonzaga,
yeah. He
was there. Remember, he had
a Band-Aid on his nose.
Yeah.
He had a Band-Aid on his nose, and we both walked up to him. We were like, "Hey, man, we're big fans. That was such a great fight," and shook this dude's hand. And then we look over some seats, and there's like this group of them just hanging out in this one area. All of these UFC fighters or fighters who fought for other promotions at the time.
The reason is they travel in packs because they actually have there's a whole group. They train together, so they'll have an entire group that train together at a specific location, and they'll all travel together, and they'll have someone that fights heavyweight, all the different weights, lightweight, bantamweight, and they'll all travel together. They'll all fight. Some of them will fight, but they travel together and they hang out together and they train together. And so they're a pack, But that they were at that night, they were a huge pack.
Oh yeah, and they were playing like a pack too because they're over around this table, and they're all arm wrestling each other, and they're like these guys are all some of the baddest dudes you could ever meet in your whole life, who they're basically lions. It's like a pack of lions pretty much. who could just destroy you in 2 seconds if any of them wanted to, but all completely down to earth, having fun and arm wrestling each other and just kind of hanging out and drinking after this event that we went to. And one of the things that stood out the most for me was I didn't drink that much, but I wound up running into a fighter that I really had a lot of respect for, and one that I admired a particular. He had a tattoo on his body, and it was like for a long time I always thought I'm going to get a tattoo, and I could never figure out what it was. I wanted to dragon, or I wanted something really cool that stood out or whatever. And I remember seeing this guy with the most bad tattoo, not bad, best tattoo you'd ever seen, like on somebody. For me, that was it. I was like, I'm getting that tattoo. I'm going to put that on my body. It's going to look exactly like his. I didn't want to be him. I wanted that tattoo. I wanted that tattoo because it was a really cool tattoo. So I did. Before we went to this event, I had the majority of the work done, and this guy was in the area
with his mom.
Yeah, he was with his mom.
Yeah, Roger Huerta was with his mom, and she was sweet.
Yeah. So Will's like, "Hey, you should go get a picture with him," and then he's like, "Hey, you should take your shirt off." So here is Roger Huerta. He's got this muscle shirt on, way bigger than I could have even dreamed to be as far as muscly goes. I was kind of working out at the time, but I was all pasty white with the same tattoo, standing next to this guy who really owned his tattoo, and I definitely did not own the tattoo at that point in time. But I ended up taking my shirt off, walking up to him, and I was like, "Hey, we have the same tattoo," and he's like, "Mom, take a look," and he got his mom in there, and she's like, "Oh, cool, honey, that's sweet."
Oh, that's so flattery. That's so amazing. She was so sweet. She was sweet.
She was cool.
You want me to take another picture?
You want me to take a picture?
Yeah, she was so sweet. She was so sweet.
So I got a picture with him, and
I arm wrestled him, by the way.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, I totally missed that.
I lost right-handed. I beat him left-handed. By the way,
wow.
I'm left-handed, and he is right-handed. So that was fair, and I was happy with that. But yes, I beat everyone I arm wrestled that night left-handed, and I arm wrestled like 4 of those guys. But to be fair, I was in my prime, and I was left-handed. But you know me, I'm a good arm wrestler. So
yeah, you and Andy. There's not many people who can beat either one of you.
I don't know anyone that can beat Andrew right-handed, unless they want to lose a shoulder like a rotator cuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've even ever arm wrestled Andy. I just saw him wipe so many people out that I had no interest in losing when I already knew it was already over.
I know I'm going to lose right-handed because I'm not right-handed, so I don't mind arm wrestling right-handed, but as soon as I can feel the overwhelming power, I just try and hold them vertical for a while, use technique to wear them down until they get frustrated, and then I see them start to get stressed out, and then I let it go because I don't want to injure my arm. But left-handed, I'm like something in my mind. I'm like, you're not going to beat me left-handed. Mm-hmm. This is mine. I own this.
Yeah, this is my world.
Yeah, this is my world.
Welcome.
And I have technique. My brother's arm wrestler, so he taught me technique. And I'll lock, roll, tuck, pull, and you're down. And if you don't go down immediately, I'll hold. And I'll positionally change, hold, position, hold, position, hold, position, hold, keep taking you down, and eventually you'll be at the mat and you'll be in pain. I love arm wrestling, but I can't do it anymore. I've got torn rotator cuffs. Did I mention that earlier?
No, I didn't know.
Anyway. I do miss the day when I had shoulders that were not torn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice getting older.
Yeah, we got that picture. I don't have it on here. I should have uploaded that. I wish I would have known the story.
So, yeah, the picture, actually, if you want to find the picture of me in my pastiness, standing next to this, he's basically a very beautiful man. He is. He's a very beautiful
Roger
man.
Huerta is amazing. He's an awesome fighter, but he's an attractive dude.
If you Google Roger Huerta tattoo, Huerta, you will find me standing next to this guy in this picture.
Oh, dude, I got to do that.
Yeah, Roger Huerta tattoo, or worse tattoos. Eventually, I do show up.
Roger Huerta tattoo.
Yeah.
Images. You keep talking.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely in there if you scroll down. In fact, go ahead. Look it up.
Oh, my God.
Yep. There it is. So somebody put this picture up on either Bloody Elbow or Sure Dog or one of the MMA one of the MMA
Sure as
forums.
day, it's right there, man.
Yeah.
There you are, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from that fight night. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yep. Yeah, you're definitely skinnier then, man.
That actually may have been a different encounter. Now that I think about it, it may not have been at the Gonzaga. So we have to look up.
No, that was at Gonzaga, that night at Gonzaga. Her mom was there. He was there. He was not a fighter that night. He was just there for PR. Because you got to remember Ken Flo,
yeah,
and a bunch of others were there and actually I think that Kenny Florian I think the two of them actually fought. But anyway,
where to beat Florian.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's hilarious. You were right. Roger Huerta tattoo, and you're down like
Florian
6.
Florian beat Huerta.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, that was funny. No, but that night was an interesting night. We got to hang out with them. We got to arm wrestle with them. We got to laugh, have fun. They took us in like one of their own. I think they were confused as to why we were in VIP. I think they just assumed we were someone special because we were let in.
Yeah.
Yep, scammers I am. But I don't know. Yeah, I was a different person back then. I didn't want to be left out of the fun.
Yeah. I'm glad that we went to that bar.
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we went there. Well, it wasn't really a bar. It was a club. A really nice, ritzy place. We should not have gotten into VIP, though.
But we did.
It was locked. Yeah, there was like a pathway back behind it or something like that. We had to go through the bar area.
You really want to know how we got through that night? Do you want to know the honest to God truth? I'll tell the story.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I when I got injured in the Navy, I wanted a memento from when I was in SEALs. So when I was injured, they said, you got to turn in your ID. And I said, I lost it. I lied. I'm admitting that I lied. Sorry, you guys, but I kept it. I still have my Navy SEAL ID with my Navy SEAL sticker and everything. I kept it as a memento, but it was in my wallet, and I keep it as a memento. It means a lot to me. It was a time in my life when I was in BUD/S that I worked really, really hard for. I lost it due to no fault of my own. It was due to another individual that caused my injury, and I keep it as a memento. But while we were there, we saw that there was a line for like 4 hours outside. We weren't even possibly going to get in. I went to the front doorman. And I said, how long's the line? How long does this take to get in? And he said, you may not even get in, but you got to get in line and it's going to take you, 3 or 4 hours. And, having attractive women might help and whatnot. And I pulled out my wallet. I actually pulled my old Navy SEAL ID out and I gave it to him. And I said, do you take care of your own? He glanced at it and said, get in here. And I said, hold on. And so I went and grabbed them. And he handed it back to me, and the three of us, I grabbed them, him and my wife and a buddy of a friend of ours who was there, Ashley. Mm-hmm. And they ushered us in. He was like, I'll take care of you, bro. So he let us in and charged us a VIP rate, and that's how we initially got in. The people saw that we were being treated really respectfully and everything, knew something was different about us. Well, then once we got in, my wife went over to the VIP and she saw a girl who was like dancing and drunk. Her wrist thing broke and fell to the floor. And my wife, she's a gamer, man. My wife's awesome. She stepped with her foot, stepped on top of the wrist bracelet thing and pulled it casually to her with her foot. And then just kind of sat down, grabbed it with her hand, picked it up, and then like a player, walked over to security and said, hey, my wristband broke. I need it put back on. And he just put it back on. Got a brand new VIP wristband, put it on. And
theirs broke too.
And then, no, hold on. And then she was like, it worked. So then she walked over to Ashley, gave Ashley the broken wristband and said, all you got to do is go find a security guard, tell him your wristband broke, and they'll get you a new one. So she walked over with a VIP broken wristband, and that guy gave her a brand new VIP wristband, and they were both girls, so it worked. And then Ashley came over to me, gave it to me, and so I went over to another guy, and I said, "Hey, my VIP wristband broke." And so he's like looking around, like, "Man, I think I've done this before." But he was like, whatever. And so then he put it on my wrist, but I could tell he was catching on. Something wasn't right. And so he put the VIP on my wrist or whatever. And he was like, you got to throw that old wristband away. I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And so I like threw it in the trash. And then he turned around and I like reached in, grabbed it out of the trash and ran over to Damon. I'm like, gave it to him. I'm like, you got to go to a different security guard and tell him this your VIP thing. He went over to a different security guard and handed it to him. And that guy, the other security guard came over to him, was like, man, I don't know about that. That's the fourth one that's broke tonight. We're not replacing VIP wristbands anymore. If they break, you're just not getting in. And so they replaced it. They gave him a VIP wristband and then they took the broken one from him, actually absconded it. Like they took it from him and said no more. And they said, if you guys break your wristbands tonight, you do not get replacements, to Damon. And then Damon got in. And that's how we did it. My wife is a baller. The reason why we got in VIP that night was because my wife saw a wristband fall to the floor. She pulled it with her foot, grabbed it, and hustled security that night. And so that is how we actually got in, because my wife's a baller. We got in the line because of my old ID, and we were able to get VIP treatment at the front door because of that. But once we were in, it was actually my wife that hustled. And then, of course, that night we had a really good time, and we got to hang out in VIP, and it was super fun. But that whole thing was all because of one drunk girl in VIP that broke her wristband because she was being careless, and my wife was just astute and paying attention and saw it fall. I snuck into VIP many a times, and we've had to use different tactics.
Dan Henderson.
Yeah, Dan Henderson's. I snuck into that one, being part of his group.
Yeah,
I actually
Chris
joined.
Angel was there that night.
Yeah, I joined the back of his group, and they had no idea that I just sauntered in behind his group. But anyway, that's another story. I think I've told that one too. But anyway, yeah, he stunk. He was a stinky guy.
Who, Dan Henderson?
Yeah,
he probably just got done rolling around.
He never took a shower, dude. He's the stinkiest dude ever, man. He was the stinkiest stink. I couldn't stink, man. I was like, stinky, take a shower, stink guy. Stinky, man. I was like, dude, you're a good fighter, Dan, but you got to shower, brother. You know, like you're not a good commercial for Old Spice. That's all I can say. Yeah. Oh man, my wife, Mr. Butters, my wife is the best wingman ever.
She is. She's pretty legit.
Yeah, she is, dude.
Wives. Every time I come over and hang out with you guys, she's like serving us anything, drinks, snacks, food. She's always like,
legit.
She's on top of it,
Too
dude.
legit to quit. Hey.
She's legit.
All right. Well, we've done stream for an hour and a half. I'm glad I was able to get one in this week and hang out with you. I'm glad we got to do story time. Thank you, Damon O, for coming over. If you guys want to check out his channel, he's got some fun, family-friendly videos. Say that 5 times fast. Which are fun to watch. He's got quite a few subscribers already, but he's got a bunch of fun videos. If you want to watch the crazy viral video of eating Tide Pods, it's actually a funny video. It's not real, obviously. We've already told the story at the beginning. It was to bring awareness. It was just for fun. It was kind of a thing. Just go back, watch the first 10 minutes. It was a good time, but go watch his video. Like I said, it's got almost 2 million views on it. It's actually a funny video. It was good times. And like I said, the whole thing was to bring about awareness, and it happened during the time when Tide Pods were a thing. So, but I appreciate you guys coming on, and gals, hanging out and all of that. I do not know if I'm going to be doing it every single Wednesday, because the guys that normally hang out with me, aren't always going to be available on Wednesday mornings. And I like to have somebody hang out and whatnot. And I want to mix it up as well. I want to have other people on the channel. I enjoy having different people here. So we're going to try and mix it up. In fact, my wife might be on the channel. That's right. I may have her on over the next couple of weeks. I may have her pop on as the special guest. She's never done this before. This would be kind of crazy. Give you a chance to prod and poke and ask her a bunch of questions about Warrior that I probably wouldn't want you guys asking. But that would be a fun live stream. She's probably going to jump on at some point one of these weeks. I'm mentally preparing her for that, so that's hilarious. But I think she'd have a good time. I just got to get her over the hump of mentally thinking about this. But thank you for showing up. I appreciate y'all coming on board. As always, you have a wonderful night. You guys keep your gaming on. Warrior and Damon O,